Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the 6 years of Rodrigo Duterte's presidency. We're talking about a period of incredible economic growth, huge social change, and yes, intense global controversy that really did reshape the Philippines.
So let's just kick things off with a number that really makes you stop and think. By 2019, an estimated 6.1 million Filipinos have been lifted out of poverty. I mean, that is a staggering figure, and it points to some really profound changes happening all across the country.
A number that big doesn't just happen by accident, right? There has to be a formula. So what was it? Let's break down the key policies, the big moments, and really get into what defined the Duterte era.
First up, let's get a quick overview of his administration and what really set it apart from the get-go. As the first president from Mindanao, Rodrigo Duterte didn't just win the election back in 2016, he brought a whole different style with him. It was that same hardline, results-focused approach that he was known for after decades as mayor of Davao City, and he brought it straight to the national stage. So beyond all the tough talk, what did this new style of governance actually mean for everyday people? Well, let's start with a core pillar of his presidency, some pretty massive reforms for social and economic welfare. And we're not just talking about little tweaks to existing policies here. The administration passed a whole series of landmark laws. These were huge programs that basically institutionalized and expanded access to things like healthcare, education, and social safety nets for millions and millions of Filipinos. And this slide right here shows you the real-world impact. The salary standardization law, for example, delivered actual tangible pay raises for a huge number of government workers. You can see the jump for teachers there, but it also meant significant increases in base pay for police and military personnel, too. And then there was the 4Ps program. This thing was a cornerstone of poverty reduction, and his administration locked it into law. What that means is it guaranteed yearly funding, creating a stable safety net that was really designed to help break that cycle of poverty for generations to come. But it wasn't just about the big-ticket laws. A lot of the reforms were aimed at just easing the burdens of daily life. I mean, think about it. Extending passports and driver's licenses to 10 years, giving farmers free irrigation, rolling out free public Wi-Fi. These are all things designed to save millions of people a lot of time and money. Okay, so social reforms were one half of the equation, but the other half was the administration's defining and, let's be honest, by far its most controversial, approach to peace and order. When it came to the decades-long communist insurgency, the strategy took a really hard turn. As you can see on this timeline, they started with peace talks, but those fell apart pretty fast. And from there, the whole approach pivoted away from negotiation and towards a much more aggressive, military-led campaign. And central to this whole strategy was the NTF-LCAC. This task force was designed to use what they called a whole-of-nation approach. So you're using both government services and military force to try and weaken the insurgency at the grassroots level. Now, what's really fascinating about this slide is how it just perfectly captures the deep, deep divide over the administration's signature policy, the war on drugs. Domestically, it had incredibly strong popular support because of a perceived drop in crime. But internationally, it drew heavy, heavy criticism over alleged human rights violations. It's a true dual legacy. So this intense focus on security was really designed to create a stable foundation for the administration's other major goal, which was a massive push for economic growth and infrastructure development. And honestly, the numbers kind of speak for themselves. In 2022, the Philippines posted a 7.6% GDP growth. That made it one of Asia's fastest-growing economies, and it completely outpaced both the regional and the global averages. The engine behind a lot of that growth was the Build, Build, Build program. This was a sweeping, super ambitious initiative to modernize the entire nation's infrastructure. We're talking everything from new airports and seaports to huge urban transit systems. And you can see this growth story play out at a local level too. Just look at Duterte's home region of Davao. It didn't just do well, it became one of the country's fastest-growing economies, even beating the national average. And this whole security plus development formula wasn't just a national strategy. His daughter, Sara Duterte, kept implementing that same model when she was mayor of Davao City, pairing a strong focus on order with a big drive for new infrastructure and revenue growth. So when you put it all together, the social reforms, the security campaigns, the economic boom, what is the real legacy of this incredibly packed 6-year term?
The legacy is really this potent mix, isn't it? It's defined by impressive economic performance, for sure, and expanded social welfare. But it's also defined by a really confrontational stance against powerful interests, and of course, those deeply polarizing policies on crime and insurgency.
In the end, there's just no denying that the Duterte administration left a huge mark on the Philippines. It delivered tangible growth and real reform, but it came at a cost that sparked major global controversy. And that leaves us with a central question for the history books. With all the growth, all the reform, and all the controversy, how will this presidency truly be remembered?